Breaking news, Tasmania will be heading back to the polls for a state election, the second in just over 12 months. Just a week after that no confidence motion in Premier Jeremy Rockliff passed the House of Assembly 18-17. Rockliff met with the state governor, Barbara Baker, earlier this evening, where she granted his request for that early election, which he had pushed for. There had been speculation that to resolve the leadership issue, maybe he would have to step down as Liberal leader. There'd be a new Liberal leader and a new Premier who could instead command the confidence of the House of Assembly. There was also even some somewhat out there speculation, but not completely out of the realm of possibility, speculation that the Labor leader, Dean Winter, could become Premier if he was able to prove to the governor that he was able to have the confidence of the House, was able to form a government. Labor, of course, would be in a minority, just as the Liberals are, and they would essentially need really just a totally unified crossbench there. Of note, Dean Winter also said in his statement earlier this afternoon, and it's very possible that this will be reiterated throughout the election campaign, that Labor will not, and I quote, will not be doing a deal with the Greens, end quote. So Rockliff met with the governor yesterday, where she needed some more time to make a decision. She said she'd meet with him again by the end of the week, and then she's back today meeting with him. He pulled up, and they were able to have this meeting, and again she granted that request for the early election. It is not just the second election in just over 12 months, it's just another early election that Tasmania is having. In 2021 it was an early election, obviously then in 2024, and of course now in 2025. And it isn't, of course, just state elections that Tasmanians have been voting in recently. In 3 seats in the upper house they were voting just weeks ago, and of course there was the federal election at the start of May. Now, in terms of who's going to win this election, look, it does seem to be a bit of a toss-up at the moment. The most recent state poll we got had Labor leading, but that lead was on a 31% primary. The Liberals under 30% in that poll. The Jackie Lambie Network, it should be noted, they're being polled in that poll. They're not contesting the election. Their one MP, Andrew Jenner, is not being backed by the Lambie Network at this election. Now, there was also a federal poll released after the federal election, which included a two-party preferred for Tasmania. That had Labor ahead of the coalition with 70%. Now, the caveats with that, of course, are that number one, that was a federal poll. Number two, there's no two-party preferred in Tasmania because it's Hare Clark at 7-member electorates. And number three, there is no coalition in Tasmania. The Liberals are on their own, and the Tasmanian Nationals, well, they are running in this election, but they are doing their own things. But that main story, Tasmania is heading back to the polls for another state election after that no confidence motion in Premier Jeremy Rockliff passed last week. 6 News will, of course, have special coverage and interviews right throughout the campaign, and of course live coverage from 6 p.m. local time on election night.